You don't want machines to make these decisions. How can they be put in charge of distinguishing between a civilian and a combatant and following the rules of war that we have set and the Geneva Conventions, for example? Yet, of course, the common thing that I hear and that I myself also feel when I think about this issue is that, well, it's not like humans do that either at the moment. And I think that this idea that machines could actually make a better job at following certain rules because they wouldn't be emotional, there wouldn't be these things. It's something that comes up in this discussion quite often.
Well, I think our entire concept of law is based around actions and responsibilities of human beings. If you take that away, there is no law. Humans are horrid in armed conflict and are responsible for terrible things. But if you take away the element of human empathy from the battlefield, from armed conflict, and you just leave it to a sort of cold numerical code. First of all, I think that's awful. And secondly, where's the responsibility?
Who gets put in The Hague?
Well, yeah. So you have a software programmer programming something which is going to be used in a context 3 weeks from now. You don't know. Who's responsible if something goes wrong? So it's not that humans are necessarily making the better decisions. Who is responsible for this decision? So the decision over life and death needs to be taken by a person who will stand up in court if it comes to it. If you remove that, we have to completely rethink our entire concept of law and international law. And I don't think that's a good idea.
No. And I always keep thinking about this thing that I read about the use of artificial intelligence in medicine, that there are ethical code of conducts for doctors. And you have these artificial intelligence that can operate, they can do so many incredible things to save people's lives, but yet they have decided that human has to be in control over these things and have to supervise and be sort of managing and making sure, verify that it's correct in order to save a life. Yet somehow we have not managed to regulate the same sort of human control over taking a life and killing. It's so absurd that we haven't done this yet.
I think it's also the more you remove humans from the decision, the more you potentially lower the threshold of actually resorting to armed conflict and violence. So there is a serious danger that it could contribute to sort of escalation dynamics.